Welcome to Strip Talking, a podcast from stripwalking.com.
I don't understand this Whopper situation.
I did not eat tuna in college, despite my best efforts.
A branch of the Branch Davidians, David Cornish.
It's what brings fun to Vegas, math.
Usually that's one of the things that really comes naturally to you is insulting me.
All right, Geoff, you're the podcast expert.
Spider pig, spider pig.
Nobody's going to care. Mom's not going to care. She's glad I'm hydrating.
Don't put words in his mouth. Put monster burgers in his mouth.
We can still be friends.
I don't think so.
I don't know that I'll respect you as much.
I don't know that we can respect him at all.
Take your ketchup meat back.
In this episode, Gambler Trey stops by to talk Vegas and Zorkfest. Mike finds a bra in a hotel room, an update on Jay's Thanksgiving theme, and a heated debate develops over the best style of barbecue, Carolina, Memphis, or Kansas City.
Here are your hosts, and maybe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Strip Talking Podcast, brought to you by stripwalking.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Jay. As you know, I've got Geoff with a G here tonight. Geoff, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm super excited about tonight's show, to be honest.
Good. As am I. Mike, also with us. Mike, how are you?
I am slaying, as the kids say.
I'm not sure kids say that.
They do, trust me.
Do they still say sus?
No.
Bussin'?
Slaying.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's like 2019. So 2019.
You're way behind, Geoff.
And why we are excited, why Geoff's excited, why we're all excited, very special guest here tonight. Some of you may know him, the one and only Trey.
Or Gambler Trey.
Trey, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
We're so glad you could join us. And I do want to say to Keren, eat your heart out. We got Trey on and you did not.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
I don't know if you want to pick that fight.
No, I could never go to Vegas again.
I'm just kidding, Keren. We love you. We love all of you. I know you're kind of new, Keren, to podcasting, and so you kind of took Trey by surprise, and we decided to give him some warning so he didn't feel kind of under the gun. But have I picked enough of a fight with Keren?
Yeah, I'm going to live to regret this.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Like I said, we love Keren. We love all the 360 Vegas guys. They're awesome, and I know you got to spend some time with them in Vegas here recently, which we'll get to in a little bit. But first off, before we jump right into that, Mike, you said that you had an interesting story that just happened to you here recently on one of your somewhat more local travels.
I'm pretty sure I said it wasn't that interesting.
Oh, you got to leave that up to us to decide if it was interesting or not.
I was in Omaha recently, as I tend to be, with my family, and I opened the dresser drawer, and I said to my wife, "Why did you put your bra in the drawer? Who puts their clothes in the drawer?" And she's like, "I didn't put my bra in the drawer."
And then was the follow-up question, Mike, why did you put your bra in the drawer?
No, by that time I was sniffing it.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
What size was it? What size?
It was quite large, and
Excellent.
actually, I couldn't sniff it because my wife was right there and my daughters. So I didn't really get to examine it as much as I would have liked to. I was going to take a picture of it too, and I did. It was pretty substantial, though.
Okay. Style? Are we talking lacy? We talking sports?
We're talking no, like
everyday use?
Functional.
Yeah. Gotta be done. Yeah.
Look like probably she was at least 60, 65, I would say.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're right. Yeah, this story just got a whole lot less interesting. Anyway, so moving on.
No, one more comment. The good thing about it is, in your mind, she doesn't have to be 60.
You didn't see the bra. She's definitely 16.
All right. All right.
All
I was
right.
trying.
Fair enough. We gave it a shot.
A 20-year-old doesn't wear this bra, trust me. It might have been a man's bra.
Oh my God.
Oh,
A man's ear. Excellent.
Sorry, did I ruin it for you, Geoff?
Okay, I'm good. Let's move on to something a little more interesting. Let's get back to Trey.
Back to Trey.
Let's get
Yeah,
back to Trey.
I told you it wasn't that good a
I'm
story.
not sure I can follow that up.
Oh, you absolutely can. Actually, first off, Trey, do you want to share what your social media handles are or anything like that? I know you're on Twitter.
We can. It's S. Clark something. I don't know. Michael was spouting it on his last video 100 times. 2636, I think.
At S Clark 2636.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Karen would probably already know it.
Yeah, probably.
She's probably rolled her eyes enough at it.
There we go. I found it. Yep. At S. Clark 2636.
Perfect.
And I know I do have a Facebook of DJ Trey. That's the one I do all my Vegas stuff on. Because if you want to know me, DJ pretty much covers it.
Tell us a little bit about how you got into gambling. If there was something that really caught your eye or got you started, and maybe give us your game of choice.
Well, I play craps mostly now. I was pretty much all blackjack until about a year and a half ago. And once I learned some strategies for betting at craps that kept me on the table for a while. And then I learned that those strategies also can win pretty good. But like all, they lose. But I got into gambling. My dad played blackjack, and this goes all the way back to, was it Caribbean Stud was the game he liked to play. And when I turned 21, of course, I wanted to go to the casino. We had the good old Tunica casinos, and we still had Circus at the time. And we got down there and played a little blackjack. And then I said, I want to play poker in a real poker room. So Dad's like, all right, here's $100. Let's go. I made somebody's grandma cuss me out. And at that point on, I was hooked on gambling.
Just for reference, was she wearing a bra or not?
She probably lost her bra.
I don't know, but I had to duck her cane.
Oh,
I know
no.
that. And my dad and the dealer and the pit boss were crying laughing because I would not tell her if I had the hand or not. And she wound up folding after raising me about 5-6 times, and then swore to up and down and to her dead husband's grave that she would not let me play a hand that she was in without buying my hand, because I wouldn't tell her. And it made her that mad. And she was a regular, which made the dealer just that much happier about her, how mad she got. And when she left, he said he'd never seen her cuss a player as bad as she cussed me out. And my dad was still crying 30 minutes later.
That's awesome.
That's a perfect way to get into gambling.
So yeah, I was hooked. But my grandma's actually the reason. She taught me. She would have me at 7, 8, 9 years old playing rummy with her as her partner. With her friends would come visit on Saturdays when I'd be staying at my grandma's, and she taught me how to cheat at rummy. So she'd have the little innocent 7, 8-year-old cheating to make sure we won because they played for money. And of course, I just listened to Grandma and have no clue what's going on. And then I would get to go to the store and get a toy later. So I was happy.
You have a really, really good family.
I know.
I got a country farming family.
I think that it's an interesting thing that a lot of the people that I've spoken to that you talk about how they got into gambling, I would guess 75% of them or more started gambling by playing cards with their family. And a lot of times it involved money and at an early age, because rummy is where.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Rummy is where I got into playing cards.
Yeah, Grandma too.
Yep. Actually, it was. It was. And actually, my mom's side of the family is vicious. I mean, we love each other, but I tell you what, when it comes to playing cards, it's no holds barred. They don't take it easy on you.
Oh no. No. And then when spades come around, it just got worse. Cause all the cousins would play spades and drinking and getting fist fights. And that was the girl cousins.
And that was the girl cousins. I love it. So I know that, and you know, like you said, you like to play craps. I think all of us on this podcast, craps is our number one game that we tend to play at the casino.
Well, it's the action, the friends you can make, even if it's just somebody you run into at your local all the time. I got an old man, he will not play on that table, but when other people are shooting, but maybe three of us. Every time I'm in there, oh, you're a shooter. I'm like, I just 0.7 died. And he's like, but you're a good shooter. I'm like, okay. But he will not put money on that table unless he's shooting or one of three or four of us is shooting. He'll just sit there and watch everybody. And he's there every time I go in there.
That's a good reputation to have.
I'm either 0.7 out or I'm hot. And it's usually 0.7 out when I shoot. But he, for some reason, likes to play when I shoot.
Although I have to admit, Trey, there was it was probably about a week ago. One of your posts. I mean, you bought him for not that much money, and you walked away with quite a haul. So, you've got to have some luck there, some skill.
Oh, there's a lot of luck. I do not take luck out of the equation. I'm a pure believer, but it's discipline. It's walking away when you're up or down when it's time to. It's how you play. You know, I start off somewhat, you know, people walk up and look at the money I put out there and they're like, Jesus. And I'm like, oh, it's coming down to 2 hits. And then I cut it in half, and then I'm real conservative in my presses at first. But as it goes on, then people walk up and go, Jesus, you going to slow down? And I'm like, nope, not till all the shooters get called. And I'll get stupid aggressive as it goes on. And, you know, like I said, I got records. I'm not a loser for this year.
Nice.
Between the ADT's high, points are high, and bankroll's high. And I didn't start out with a whole lot of money. So
we're always interested when we talk to new people about what their strategy is when they play. It seems like everybody has their own way of playing, which is also what's fun about craps is every role can be a winner depending on how you want to play it. So what is your particular strategy?
I tell everybody when I'm teaching them, I don't care what your strategy is. If a shooter's hot, it's going to work unless you're a don't player. I mean, it's just that simple. The key is to find an amount to start with that you're comfortable with and be realistic of what you're going to walk away with by where you start. But find your comfort level, you know, with your bankroll, your bet amount, and how you press. But I do one people call squeeze play, and I modified it a little bit. You know, I play at the $25 table, so I got to start at $220 inside. But if I get 2 hits, I go down to $110 inside, and I'm up $20 to $30, depending on the table and the rules on the 5 and 9. My local lets me buy them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I actually have to go to 120, so I'll keep the 5 and 9 at $30 level. But then I take several hits before I put the 4 and 10 out. And where the real squeeze play after the first hit, you're supposed to do the 4 and 10 for whatever the table minimum is, which you are which you're going to drop down, what level you're dropping down to. And then the second hit, you come down to 160. I don't like doing the 4 and 10 because even if it's working, if the third throw is a 7, you're out $20.
Yeah.
So you're still technically a loser, and most rolls are going to be 3 to 5 rolls. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So 4 and 10 don't hit often, so I just don't bet them for about 4 or 5 hits. I get other numbers pressed up, and it seems to keep me on the table. I've had a host on duty in Vegas. I went in just to ask a question because I knew my host wasn't there. It's just a simple question. She swiped my card and looked. She goes, holy shit. And I was like, what the hell did I do? And she goes, and it was a Sunday afternoon, so I'd been there 3.5 days. And she goes, you have played 29.5 hours of craps.
Oh, my God.
And I was up. I started with a $2,000 bankroll, cashed it. I get on the table with $2,000, 10 shooters, and I never got into any more of my money the whole weekend.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
It ain't always like that by any means, but when I go to Vegas solo, unless I may hit a show, I may go to a game of some sort or, something, but I don't just always wander around. I've been to Vegas quite a few times, and I don't want to waste me doing something new when I don't have a friend there, because I like to see stuff through my friend's eyes who's never seen any of it or not been to Vegas. So they're in awe from the moment we walk out of the hotel and get to wherever we're going to do whatever we're doing. And I get to enjoy that. So when I go solo, I just play.
That makes sense.
I like that.
Do you have a favorite casino to play at?
I usually stay at Planet Hollywood. I like their craps pit. They've got a lot of tables. Most of the pit bosses know me, some of them by name. When I don't go for 2 months, I'll walk in, they'll call me by my name. I've walked in there, I'll put my bags up, just kind of walk around, check out the casino floor, walk outside for a little while before I do anything else, just kind of get my feet on the ground. And I'll walk by and say hi to the dealers. They're like, "Oh my God, you're back." And I'm like, "Yeah," I tip, and they know I'm going to tip. So they're already on my side. They're like, "Come play." And I'm like, "I'll play in a little while." And the guys at the next table are like, "No, he's going to play at our table." And they will literally, I've seen them getting joking arguments, but arguments over whose table I was going to play at. Well, they pull tips. So obviously I'm fun company or keep them entertained. It's probably the accent.
It has to be the accent.
Yeah. But I'm keeping them entertained that they actually, the dealers are asking me to come to their table. Of course, they know me and they know I'm there to have a good time and they know I'm going to tip and they know I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. And if somebody's giving a hard time and it's over bull crap, they can't say anything. I can say whatever I want as long as I don't drop the F-bomb. I've had pit boss say, "I won't care. I won't say anything to you as long as you don't drop the F-bomb." And I'll jump another player for being rude to the dealers for no reason. Does not bother me.
Yeah.
Because you're going to mess up my good time by putting those dealers in a bad mood.
Yep.
Exactly.
Geoff doesn't like Planet Hollywood at all.
Oh, shut up. It's my favorite casino. It's my favorite casino. I love Planet Hollywood.
Some people don't, and I can see why they choose. I don't like the layout. I can understand that, but most of the craps dealers are good. They got more tables than any other Caesars property. Of course, my host is there, so it's easier to get stuff taken care of because it's his casino. Now, you can do it at all of them, but I know what room I'm going to get. It's instantly booked. I don't have to wait till the suite committee gets together a week before my trip to see if I got the suite, which my host always tells me, "Oh, that's not going to be a problem."
Are you familiar with Earl of Sandwich?
Yes, very. That is it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to crash. I need a meatball sub.
Yep.
That's what pushes it over the top. That's why it's the best casino.
I'll definitely gives a lot of plus points for Earl of Sandwich being right there. It's right by the crash.
I know,
pit.
it's perfect. We have a lot in common other than the fact that you win playing craps and
Not always.
Wait, do you play the field bet too?
When I'm drinking and I'm really up, I've got to be up a nice chunk before I do. And then I throw it out there and holler out so the whole table hears, "Stupid bet." And if it hits, it rides. And they throw the dice again. And as they chunk the dice, I scream, "Stupid bet." And the dealers laugh and go, "Yes, it is."
It is.
And then a 12 will hit, and I'll be like, "I guess that one wasn't stupid."
It is a dumb bet, and I know it is statistically, but I love playing that field bet, and it pisses Mike off to no end because he doesn't, and then it'll hit like 6 times in a row, and so he'll throw money out on it, and then of course he's like the cock block of field bets.
And it's always a 5. Every time it's a 5.
That fucking 5. I hate the 5.
I did want to talk because I know, we were giving Keren a hard time earlier, but I know that you got to spend some time with Keren and Michael Traeger at Zorkfest here recently.
I'm going to give another podcast a small shout out. Josh Duffy from Crap Vegas is a very bad influence. And I want him to know that. Because I missed a few things because of him, because he found my inner degenerate and said, "Come, you're not going to the first class anyway, so come play craps with me." And then he drugged me into the high limit slot room, and now I'm playing slots. And it's his fault.
I don't see the problem.
Oh, it's horrible. It hurts. Every bill that goes in the machine. No, I mean, I didn't get to all the classes I wanted to get to this time. And again, I'm putting part of that on Josh. I mean, Michael always has amazing speakers. If you're into hotel points, airline points, credit card points, and then the big one, the casino players club points and comps and all that. If you cannot learn something by going to Zorkfest, then you're not trying to learn anything. I'm constantly telling people to go there. People ask me, how you getting the comps you getting? How you getting to fly for free? And I'm like, oh, I ain't even close to learning everything I need to know about all this stuff. And everywhere I've gotten in the last year was from 2023 Zorkfest.
Nice.
Everybody there, and they love teaching people how to do this stuff. And I recommend anybody, if you can take that long weekend and go. You'll find something that's useful. You don't have to be the guy that has 16 credit cards, buying, gift cards with them to get the points, to use them to pay stuff. You don't have to go that crazy with it. You don't. I figured it up. On average, I can do at least 6 to 8 flights for free to Vegas.
Wow.
Nice.
I didn't really check anywhere else.
Mike is, of the three of us, much more the points aficionado. I'm not into it at all. Jay has done some things with Mike's help, I think.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm a student.
I would say that Zorkfest is one thing that Mike and I for sure have talked about, at some point getting to, just because it seems like you said, number one, you can learn just a shitload of stuff. And then also just getting to hang around with everybody else that's out there. There's a lot of people that we've met through the Vegas community on Twitter and whatnot. A lot of really fun people.
Oh, some of the people I've become friends with, especially over the last year, are amazing. And it all come out of Zorkfest in Tahoe last year. Some of the most amazing, friendly, helpful, fun people. Y'all wouldn't be stuck with me tonight if it wasn't for Zorkfest. Because I wouldn't be talking about the things I do on social media. I wouldn't be interacting like I was. I'd just be lurking in the shadows and, reading posts and trying to learn what I could. But I learned enough that I knew how to ask the questions and who to ask them to. At the level I'm mainly focusing on the casino side. And once I've got it down and I'm comfortable, I'll start looking more at airline and credit card a little deeper. I'm focus on one thing at a time person. Josh has played a big part in it, and Chris with Crap Vegas and just some of the podcasts I listen to, which I have all the time in the world to listen to me as I want as a truck driver. But the comps I'm getting and how to ask for back end comps. And I'm going on an offer for New Year's Eve, staying in a 2-bedroom suite. So my friends have a room, didn't have to, like the little crap room somewhere. And so they're staying at Planet Hollywood with me. And I'm taking my friend's wife, because she's the hockey fan, to the hockey game at noon on New Year's Eve in the suite that's on the glass.
Awesome.
Nice.
And she's the kindest woman you'd ever met. So I've been over backwards for those two, because they're it's on the point that it's hard for people not to take advantage of them. They're so helpful to people and kind-hearted. So I take care of them. Her favorite band in the world is Creed. Well, they announced they're playing at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace on 30 and 31st. And she goes, oh, I know you got that offer. We're going to the hockey game. I said, if they give an offer, I'll talk to them, but they're not posting an offer because it's not a residency. And they just don't make offers unless it's a residency. So I emailed my host and said, is there any way, not giving up my hockey tickets because I don't like Creed that much, but can I get 3 tickets for me, her, and her husband? And he's heard me. I've taken him to Vegas before, and he knows they mean a lot to me. And within 10 minutes, I had an email back saying, enjoy the show. It's probably going to be a blast. Wish I could go. 3 tickets will be text to you the morning of the show.
That's pretty awesome.
Just comped me 3 tickets, and I'm like, that would have never happened a year ago. We were like, what level you played at? I'm like, truck driver level. but I could stay on the table for hours, and my ADT is stupid high for what it should be because of how long I can stay on a craps table. And I would not have known how to do that if it was not for something like Zorkfest. None of that. I would have never known how to ask the host for tickets. By the way, the secret is just ask. That's the secret.
That's the funny thing to me, is that I do talk a lot, but that is one thing that is hard for me to do, is just ask. And you have said that multiple times.
I'm the same way. I tell everybody it's the defense mechanism. I talk a lot because I'm shy.
And that's exciting to hear that you've gained that much over, just over a year, a little over a year. I keep giving Keren a hard time, and I don't mean to, because Keren is a sweet lady. We got to spend some time with her
She's awesome.
at 360 Vegas Vacation last summer, and had great conversations with her. But I do know that you guys got to go. Was it at Sinatra that you guys sat together for a meal with Michael Traeger? And
I made sure to be set by her. We had a flight, 4 steps of different Jack Daniels, starting with, old number 7 and going up through Gentleman Jack. Some people even got to try the Sinatra blend. I didn't get that one. But we had a gentleman from Jack Daniels who knows all of it, and could tell cool stories and explain everything great. And he would talk about each version of Jack and what you're like you see like the wine, and people talk about wines. That's whiskey's the same way. It has its own notes, flavors, blah blah blah. And as I would take a sip, Keren would smell hers and barely nip it, and she's not a big whiskey drinker, so she would pour it over into my glass. So by the time we got through the 4, between that and the drinks at dinner, I was, and the drinks I had before we had drinks before dinner, I was feeling pretty right. Because she doesn't like whiskey, and so she mistook the fact I love bourbon to mean I love whiskey the same way, but I'm also not going to let good whiskey go to waste. So I went from a sip to a shot 4 times.
Nice. So how was the meal at Sinatra's? I've not eaten there.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
But very good. Yeah. And I sat next to her for a specific reason other than her wonderful company. She's a massive foodie. She loves experimenting, and she eats and loves foods that I probably would never try. And she got the octopus.
Okay.
No.
I said, I'm sitting next to her because I'm going to try it, because she loves everybody getting something different. Everybody share.
Yeah.
So I knew it. And believe it or not, it was not the texture you thought it would be. You would think it'd be, and it tasted a lot better than you think it would. It was actually good. Texture reminded me a lot, and this is not going to resonate with y'all more than likely, but the texture reminded me a lot of alligator tail texture.
The most important question, and I know this will resonate with you, Trey. What would octopus taste like with Long John Silver's batter?
Hey, I was going to ask that.
I don't know if octopus would taste good fried. I honestly think it'd be the one meat in this whole world that would not be good fried. It might be.
It has to be cooked well. It has to be cooked right for it to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. It was grilled, but
it'll get rubber bandy really fast.
I think even a 2x4 would be good in Long John Silver's batter. I think everything is.
I would try that before I tried fried octopus, because something tells me it would not be good fried.
So would I, but for other reasons.
I was surprised. I was willing to give it a shot. I was ready to pinch my nose and swallow it, but it was surprisingly good.
That's awesome.
Gag on it.
And trust me, I mean, we were at the nice restaurants. I wouldn't have spitted it back onto the plate. I would have swallowed it. But
I would have gagged on it.
You just swallow it faster and take that last shot of whiskey, and
There
it'll
you
be
go.
all right.
Speaking of that, hey, Mike, I got a text from our friends Brian and Tanya, who we shared a meal with at 360 Vegas Vacation at Sushi Roku. Well, they were in Las Vegas here this week, and Brian sent me a text and had a picture of the napkin and said, "Should we order some Wagyu for Mike?"
I see how it is.
I know.
Can't even text me that to my face.
Well, since we were talking about Zorkfest and its emphasis on using comps and points, one of the tricks that I know, or one of the uses that Mike has had in the past for some of his points and some of his credit card deals, has been to status match for Caesar's Diamond status. But from what I understand, that is changing. Do you care to comment on that, Mike?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so would somebody else care to comment on that?
Well, there's not a lot to comment on. It's the end. It's ending.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know. I think I saw it. I think Michael Traeger was who I saw post it first. I think.
Yeah, about a week ago.
Yeah, they posted it on their Caesars posted it on their website. I think that they're no longer going to honor the people that matched with a credit card.
Yeah, starting when it cycles over on February 1st when everybody gets their new tiers.
I don't have enough play.
Well, the other secret that everybody pushed for was getting the Founders Club or the Founders Card thing, and that's going away. It's not official, but it went away at the beginning of this year, but it was like in April when they did it.
Uh-huh.
And a whole bunch of people had just renewed their Founders Card, and we're like, we want our money back because that was our main reason. And Founders begged Caesars to give them one more year because they were about to have a mass exodus and have to return everybody's money. And Caesars agreed to give them one more year, and that was the last it was spoken of. So I got a feeling that's definitely going to be gone since they yanked it once. And I told everybody then, I'm in a few Caesars groups like on Facebook, and me and a few other people was like, those y'all, relying on the Wyndham, I bet money it's leaving at the end of the year.
I'm not surprised at all. There's too many people doing it for one thing. It's too easy. People like me.
Well, and the other one was just like with the multipliers. I got a feeling the multiplier events they'll still have them for the really slow times because it brings people in. But I think they'll start having fewer of them in Vegas. I think Reno and Tahoe will keep doing them because they do a ton of them up there. But like my local in Tunica, they only do them when it's corporate wide. They do not do multipliers otherwise. They've got enough 7-star and elites for their size. They don't want any, if you get it, they'll happily take you, but they're not going to give you the boost. They got enough big players. We got guys that come in and take a whole crap stable away from everybody, and they don't reserve it. They don't have to. They call up and say, I'm going to be there Friday. I want a $100 table. They get a $100 table. They'll be the only one playing on it. Tunica does not need the multipliers. Vegas wants the visitors, so they'll keep doing it. Drug dealers, same thing. You get as many people hooked on your product as you can. Everybody else is using you for the freebies. And once they figure they got who they're going to get hooked, they'll see how they'll take it away from everybody else. Those that are hooked and gives them the business, if it ain't enough, they'll bring it back. Pretty simple business 101.
Yeah, that's.
Go back to Zorkfest. You get the credit card and be platinum.
There you go.
You get free parking and valet and nothing else, but you'll be platinum.
The resort fees were really what I like, the no resort fees.
Yeah. That's why I just helped my friend. Tunica did a couple of days of this multiplier that was last week, and we went down there, and I gave her my money at the craps table and just told her how to bet so she would get the points for the multiplier because she hasn't been able to play much. She barely makes diamond every year, but she hasn't been able to play this year. She likes having no resort fees for when she does travel. So I said, well, let's get you back to diamond. I don't need the points. And they still rated me because I was standing there and they all know me there. So he goes, you're not playing? I said, no, she needs points. He goes, I got you. And he put me in. And of course, they don't even need my card because they know my name.
Nice.
I noticed I had points. I was like, all right. I ain't going to argue.
So I know on social media you had posted that you went hunting for a certain type of...
I went hand pay hunting, and I blame Josh for that too. Duffy is the worst influence on this planet. I got a royal flush during Zorkfest. Matter of fact, I got it right before Podcasters After Dark.
Nice.
The panel for that. I don't play video poker very often. It's usually when we're at a casino and friends are like, let's go sit at the bar and have some drinks, and everybody plunks their money in. Well, Josh and Marilyn put their money in, and I was standing there, and I just wanted a beer, and I'm 7 stars. So I went down to my card, and he goes, what's that for? I said, for my free drink. He goes, I'm not using your $25 free drink on a beer. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying for a beer, and I'm not playing. So the bartender goes, are you tipping? I said, a couple of dollars. He goes, good enough. Handed me the beer. And my hands didn't know what to do, so I stuck 100 in the machine. Said, I'll just slap buttons every now and then while we're chit-chatting. Marilyn asked me something as I went to hold 3 hearts. I just saw hearts, wasn't even paying attention, and I was answering her when reached over and hit draw. My brain said those were face cards. And I looked back and watched the ace and jack flip over for a royal flush, which then I proceeded to scream like a 14-year-old girl at a Taylor Swift concert. So the whole lounge gets up to come over to find out what's coming on, including the 3 bartenders, bar back, and the 2 coffee baristas on the back side of the bar that faces the hotel check-in that's a coffee bar. They all come running down, and everybody slapped me on the back. And, of course, I was excited because that's a rare hand for somebody who plays it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We got upstairs. Keren saw me across the room as I'm walking over to tell everybody. She goes, I already know, get away from me. Because that's pretty much all she plays and has never gotten one. Talks about it regularly. So it made her mad.
I didn't know she'd never gotten one. Really?
I'm pretty sure she hadn't, or it's been a long damn time, one of the two. But I know Mike and Dr. Mark from You Can Bet on That have never gotten one in 30 or 40 years. And they say congratulations, then told me to get away from them. But after what that happened, and I've gone onto a table with $1,500, and an hour later cashed off the table with $13,000. So one of my goals was to walk off a table with $10,000 or more dollars.
Nice.
And I did that earlier this year, and then hit the royal flush, and I went, well, I'm missing one more for the trifecta. And again, I only play slots to give my brain a break from craps. Just take a break, and
that's exactly why I do it.
Well, most craps players, that's why they do it. Now, I don't play at some of the levels some of these people play at, but I won pretty good last Tuesday. So when we went down Saturday morning, I took $2,000. I ain't gonna lie, I took $2,000 of that winnings and said, I'm getting a hand pay today. And got some nice bonuses on Huff and even more Puff, but none of them were hand pays. And I got mad and I said, we're going to high limit ring. So we walked in there and stuck the ticket in. I had like 15 or 1,600 on the ticket. My friends weren't looking. I hit $1 and hit $100 bet. And it spun. And on the 4th spin, I was going to do 5 spins, get it to $1,000. And I was going to go to like normal human being levels of playing. And 4th spin hit the bonus. And I looked over and smiled and said, I'm getting a hand pay. There's no way you're getting a bonus on any slot at $100 bet and not get a hand pay, unless it's Buffalo. Buffalo will try to take. Yeah, exactly. I hate that game.
I have never won anything on Buffalo, ever.
I got a bonus and didn't win 1 penny on an 8-spin bonus.
I don't think I've ever got a bonus on that stupid
I've had 3 bonuses, none of them been over $30. One of them was nothing, literally not a penny. And I'm like, well, that wasted 3 minutes of my life. Thanks, Buffalo, with that horrible music. But we went in and it was on a regular Huff and more Puff. And I got a mansion bonus and got 3 mansions and $6,000 hand pay and screamed like a 14-year-old girl at a Taylor Swift concert again. And then got told she had to go find the supervisor because they have to have a supervisor do hand pays over $5,000. Welcome to a casino in the middle of a cotton field. Literally. But yeah, so I got that and then proceeded to go lose money at craps.
Yeah. The circle of life.
You can almost hear the song in the background, right?
Yeah, that's not the song I was hearing. I think mine was old Pink Floyd, Goodbye Cruel World, but they replaced money for world.
That royal flush, though, that's a memory forever. That's a dream of mine as well.
Oh, I will never play video poker again. I will not play one hand ever again. I'm not ruining that memory.
That's pretty awesome.
When you hit draw, you weren't even aware that you had the 3 face.
I had 3 hearts.
You just knew you had 3 hearts. You didn't know that they were the.
I already got a couple of flushes, 1 or 2 straights, a bunch of, a couple of trips, and then your pair of jacks are better and a couple of 2 pair, just keep me alive. I put 100 in. I was like $60. Been playing for a little while. Just kind of doing that slow trickle down that video poker's known to give you. And I looked there, flush draw, 35 credits. That'll buy me some time. And went back to chit-chatting and answered her question. Then my brain said, look at that again. And I looked back and it was 10 Queen King as the ace. And then the jack flipped over. And I was like, holy. And I just sat there and stared at it for felt like 5 minutes and probably 5 seconds before I let the first peep out. And then jumped up and screamed, and Marilyn about spilled her drink, and Josh went, "What the hell?" And I screamed, "Royal flush." Then Marilyn started screaming, and then Josh jumped over and looked, and he started hooping and hollering, and next thing I know, people were slapping me on the back. This cute girl come over, and she was like, "What's all this? What's a royal? Oh, okay, is that a good hand?" No, we're just screaming because I won $2. But yeah, I was nice. But then I looked at her, and then I looked at the big, huge, tatted guys that were at the table she just come from, and I was like, "Go away for her. They kill me. I don't want to die till I want to live this moment nicely. Go away." Either that or she was one of those and wanted some of that money, and that wasn't happening either. So,
Well, that's kind of what I was wondering too.
and those might have been her bosses. I don't know. But
What are the odds of a royal flush? Assuming nothing wild, like 1 in 40,000. I'd have to get my calculator out. Let me get my calculator out.
it is like 40-something thousand, I think.
I've had it a couple times where I draw 4 of them. And then I get all excited. And of course, you're not going to pull the
Oh, yeah.
fifth one because you're
You won't even get the flush. Won't even
Right.
get the regular flush.
right. So you were kind of casually not even paying attention. I think that's how it happens.
Yeah, it was only 3 of them. And I was like, I'll be lucky to get the flush at this point. It's only 3, whatever. It just never even crossed my mind. And then my brain was like, you might want to look at that again now that you've hit the draw button.
Did you find it, Jay? Did you find out what the actual odds of a royal flush?
Yeah, 40,000 in general. Yeah, assuming nothing wild. 52 card deck.
Yeah, I was just playing double bonus. So the only thing that game has is the 4 aces with a kicker.
Yeah.
Because I'd never really played that one. So the first question I was double checking is basic strategy. What is it on this one? They said same as jacks are better unless you get 2 or more aces. Always keep your aces. And I was like, all right, I can handle that. And so that's all I was looking for. And never got more than a pair of aces, so it didn't matter. It's only like 1,000 credits anyways. Nobody wants that.
Compared to some of your other winnings, it seems kind of modest.
I've had some bad losses too. Don't. I am one of the gamblers that will admit. I'll put it this way: all my winnings, I was nice up for September, and it was barely enough to cover August. Because August, that's how I keep records of every single session. So I could tell you, Friday night, did I win or lose? And what did I lose on? Was it slots, craps? What game were I playing? What time did I get on that game?
Do you use an app?
Yeah, there's an app. It's only I can't find any for Android. I looked on a friend's, but I use one called Betting Log. It's only on iPhone, as far as I know. Everybody I know that looked for it with Android couldn't find it. But it's just basically a not even beautified spreadsheet. It's just pre-set up, and I think I had to add craps. It had a bunch of preloaded games in it and the list of what you were playing. But you can add games and delete the ones you don't want. That like I know I'm never playing this game, so delete it out. But it just keeps a running total to break it down. Of course, each entry you put in, but it'll break it down by month on the summary, by the year. And you can click on it. It'll show you what you bought in for and what you cashed out with on that game or total. To look at my total, it's like, Jesus, what? It's a stupid high amount, but it could have been the same 2,000 6 times.
Right.
It's just going to keep adding up. But that's also how the casino looks at it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Every time you walk up the table and put 500, 1,000, whatever, you may get off that table, go to another table. That's the only time your buy-in matters on if it's chips or cash. If it's chips, they know you brought it from another table. Cash, they don't know that. So I tell people all the time, it doesn't weigh heavy, but it does weigh. If you are going to another table, just go to the other table. If you're going to take a break for an hour or two, you're going to go eat, whatever, go and run by the cashier if there's not a long line, cash it out, and then go back to the table of cash. One, it helps a little bit of weight, but it helps look better in their system. And it also, you're not walking around with this little funny colored chip that has a number on it. You're having to put cash back on that table. So it's a mental thing. And so I'm constantly telling people those chips are real money. It's easier for them to deal with it. That's their main reason for using chips. Secondary reason is people forget that's real money. It's real easy to convince yourself. It's just a pretty black chip. I'm going to put it out there. Yeah, there went $100. Good job there.
My dad, like I said, I started playing and gambling because my mom's side of the family liked to play cards and whatnot, but my dad's side did not. This last summer, I was in Deadwood, South Dakota, and my dad wanted to actually gamble on an actual table. He wanted to play something. Didn't matter what it was. Well, of course, when we got there, it was somewhat in the morning. I wanted to have him play craps, but the craps table wasn't open, so we ended up playing some blackjack, and that was a funny thing. That he ended up winning some money. I, of course, anytime I play blackjack, I get my ass kicked. But he said the same exact thing. He's like, it was just so easy just to put 2 more chips out there. It was just so easy, just 2 more chips. And then they'd pay you 2 more chips, and I'd put 2 more chips. And he's like, I couldn't believe how easy it was to do that. It was like that. Like you said, it's completely psychological. That's how they get you. A couple episodes back, there was some talk about how Jay's family likes to do themed Thanksgivings, and with our love for Long John Silver's, I believe there was some talk about you thinking about doing a Long John Silver's based Thanksgiving.
I promised to pencil that in as an option. That was my exact words, yes.
And so now you're doing it, right?
No. We've chosen a luau theme, Hawaiian theme Thanksgiving this year. Much more classy, much more appropriate.
Wait. Now all of a sudden your internet's bad. That's very suspicious. Why is your internet all of a sudden bad?
Mine's bad?
Yeah.
Did I freeze up?
You totally cut out.
Right when you were trying to explain why you turned into a pussy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll say it again. No, we've chosen a luau theme, a Hawaiian theme Thanksgiving. Much classier, much more.
Is it classier though?
Yes, it is.
Batter dipped fish and chicken, as far as the eye can see.
I didn't want all that grease in my kitchen either, so that played a big role in the decision. Yep, ordered a bunch of Hawaiian sauces from Amazon, original, straight from Hawaii.
I don't even want to hear about it now. I'm not interested if it's not
Long I'll post pictures.
Probably won't look at them because it's not Long John Silver's themed.
It's true.
No.
It's true.
Wasn't there something on a while back that you guys said you couldn't respect me at all because of some of my choices from food?
Cheese. It was cheese.
I know it was cheese on a Whopper, but how are we going to ever even respect Jay now? I mean, he said...
Whoa. Rewind. I missed this argument somewhere. There was an argument about whether cheese should be on a Whopper or not.
Yes, there was. What is your take on that, Trey?
Why wouldn't you have cheese on it?
Exactly.
Correct answer. Correct question.
A big slice of processed, we're not sure what it's made out of, American cheese, right in the middle of that hamburger that we also are not sure what it's made out of. They claim it's beef. Now, if you would have said no pickles, I'd have been on your side.
No pickles. I'm with you.
Not on my burger. I don't do hot pickles.
On anything.
Yeah, so a while back I said that I didn't think that you should have to have cheese on a Whopper, and they said they didn't know if we could still be friends, and Mike's like, I don't think so.
I think you were kind of just arguing against cheese in general, weren't you?
Well, I mean, you're right. You don't have to have cheese on a Whopper, but you don't have to play craps either. Both are un-American.
Why are you communist, Geoff?
I know.
No, he played blackjack. Well, he's not communist, maybe socialist.
There you go.
He's the one at the table. Play for the table, like a good socialist.
Well, he does play the field bet.
Yeah, well, that's different.
See, you started this trying to rag on Jay, and yet we're still ragging on you.
Hi, this is not Taylor Swift. If you want to check out the episode where Geoff screams like a 14-year-old girl about cheese, it's in episode 6 titled, Thanks for the Monster Burgers. Now back to the smartest, sexiest, coolest guys I know, and Mike.
I got a question for Jay.
Yeah.
He's doing Hawaiian themed Thanksgiving, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to have deviled eggs, though?
Yes, we are going to have deviled eggs.
Then I'm all for it.
Yep, and they will have poke on them. Poke deviled eggs. Yep.
Can Trey stop by?
Sure.
No, Trey don't want to now. You're putting raw tuna on deviled eggs.
We can leave
You're asking for your gut to hurt.
Well, that is kind of what Thanksgiving's about, though, at our house.
Well, if your gut's going to hurt anyway, why not just have Long John Silver's?
That's what I was just going to say.
That is a valid point.
With deviled eggs.
With deviled eggs.
Long John Silver batter fried deviled eggs.
You can make that work.
But we could call it the LGS deviled egg. Or LJS, yeah. Long John Silver deviled egg.
Yeah. Mike, you got connections at Long John's. Just get them on the horn. See if they'll be down for that. Putting it on their menu.
Wait, what?
Yeah, put them on their menu.
I have connections?
I don't know. You're there enough. It seems like you would.
I have been there within a week. I have been.
Are you getting the employee discount now?
I should have one of my girls get a job there, so I do get it.
That's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Are we going to let Jay get off that easy?
What is there to argue with?
You're right.
He gave us a hard no.
I promised you to pencil it in as an option, which I did, and it was not selected.
Did you even pitch it to your family?
Yeah, it's a democratic situation. We all vote.
I don't think you pitched it to them.
I get more votes than others, but that's not the point. Kind of an electoral college sort of situation. But
So they were aware that it was an option.
oh, sure. Yep, definitely. You want me to get them in here?
Yes.
They're asleep. That's past their bedtime.
It's only 10:30.
Wait, his internet is bad again.
Cut out. It's windy in here.
So anyways, we asked Trey if he would like to induct a food into the Strip Talking Hall of Fame. And Trey's response was, well, you know where I'm from, right? And I'm like, yeah. So is there any specific thing, Trey, that you would like to induct into the Strip Talking Food Hall of Fame?
Memphis barbecue, the best barbecue in the world. I'll caveat it, best pork barbecue in the world. I don't want to get in a fight with 10 million screaming Texans when they start huffing and puffing about beef brisket.
I don't think we have any Texas listeners.
Oh, yes, you do. You do.
Jay just happens to be a certified
KCBS, Certified Barbecue Judge, Kansas City Barbecue Society. I am a Kansas City barbecue fan.
It's a small society. My bad. I apologize. I should not have interrupted.
Oh my God, that was classic.
I'm Googling it real quick, but the KCBS does have over...
What are you Googling exactly?
It has over 15,000 members. The KCBS has over 15,000 members and is the world's largest organization of barbecue and grilling enthusiasts.
I don't think that's exactly what he was talking about.
I can explain why. That's why they got 15,000. I mean, once you made it through one or two barbecue contests, you just don't want to do that again.
So they have to keep bringing in new blood.
In all seriousness, when I go up in the KC area, we don't have a customer. We used to have one up at Topeka, and I would get barbecue every now and then because I'd be craving barbecue, and it will fill the need. It's decent barbecue. It is good. I will not gripe if somebody says I have KC barbecue, and I will enjoy it.
I'm with you there. I'm a lover of all barbecue unless it's Carolina style.
Thank you. Oh, see, that's what I was going to say. I will gladly give you say yours is better to stop the argument as long as we both agree that vinegar crap they got over there with no rub on it.
Right.
Let's rub some mustard. Yeah, let's rub mustard and soak it in vinegar and then cook it in the oven, I guess. I don't know. It's always... Oh.
Dry and shriveled, yeah.
Wait, did we just become best friends?
Did we?
Trey, I think we're going to get along real good. in my scale, and I'll put Memphis here too, but Kansas City, Memphis style is number 1, Texas style is number 2, then no barbecue at all, then Carolina barbecue. That's how you would rank barbecue.
Really? I don't really agree with that. There should be 3 or 4 more blank spots.
Before Carolina. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Maybe even Canadian barbecue mixed in somewhere in the middle.
Right. Canadian bacon, something. Yeah.
Long John Silver's batter.
But you do realize that the world championships are held in Memphis. You do realize that, right?
I do realize that. Yep.
And there's a reason for that.
Good point.
When it comes to pulled shoulder, I'm fine with. I can be just as happy with KC as I am Memphis.
Okay.
I prefer the twang Memphis has and their sauces and rubs a little more, but y'all have this tendency to want to always have sauce on your ribs.
Yeah, over sauce, and that was going to be
dry rub is the way to go. And then you have the sauce on the side, and every now and then you dip one of the ribs in sauce just to wet your mouth back up in between drinks and beer bites of dry rub. And that's why Memphis will win.
That was actually going to be my question: if you eat your ribs dry or not.
Usually, 95% of that rack will get eaten dry. 1 or 2 will get wet up.
Okay.
About every fifth or sixth rib, I'll wet up.
Sure, that's fair.
I don't know why. I just do.
I like my racks wet.
Oh, okay.
No, not everybody can be right.
Well,
True Casey style.
I'm not talking about barbecue.
Oh. Then you are right.
Yes.
That's one thing that you can guarantee to happen on here is that the maturity level at some point will drop to about, 7th, 8th grade.
Seems a little high.
Yeah, maybe.
Vegas fans and maturity level. Yeah, I can see it.
You had mentioned, if you're rolling through KC area, you would stop for barbecue if you needed to. Do you still order pork even in Kansas City?
Yeah, I usually get the pulled pork sandwich because it's just easier and quicker, and I can eat it, go wash my hands, go back to the truck and crash.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. My wife and I have done competitions as well. 2 grand champion calls, not to brag, but we definitely cook more pork than anything, even at my house. Yeah. Even in my house, we cook more pork than anything.
I'm not going to say that I'm a master cook of it by any means, not even close, because I never had to get good or learn because I got friends that are in the national championship contest every year.
Nice.
And I've went so much I don't even go anymore because I can't tell you. I never had a wristband, so I couldn't stay all night. So we're supposed to leave at like midnight on Friday night. I can't tell you how many times I woke up at 4 a.m. with them slapping me, help us with this stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? And they have setups where they pull their trailers out there for 3 days, and there'll be 2 and 3 tiers. I mean, some of these setups are amazing, and they just tell all their friends they don't want to get kicked out at midnight, go to the top tier and pass out. And security don't check that close, so we wake up about 4 a.m. still drunk and have to go help them get make sure the barbecue's still cooking right because somebody's got to stay up all night cooking.
Yep, got to put some more sticks in there. Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, some of the rigs that you see at those big events like that are absolutely amazing.
I'm going to assume they have a contest on rigs up there too at the bigger events.
Yeah, definitely. And
yeah, they get a little outrageous.
Oh, I mean, you can spend there's some of those are worth more than my house.
Oh, they're nuts.
Unbelievable. Someday I would love to have a big setup like that. So nice.
All right. So do we want to roll into points to ponder? Does anybody have any points to ponder this time around?
That was your job, Geoff.
Well, there's always questions, things that we could talk about, but
your points to ponder are never questions.
They're not?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we won't do the points to ponder tonight then.
Believe it or not, this is better than it usually goes, Trey. Usually it's worse than this.
I'll throw this in there then, since we talked about it earlier. I did not mention, if anybody's interested in the miles or the players clubs or the credit cards, it's travelzork.com or zorkfest.com.
Yes.
And it'll explain it a lot better than I could. And he's putting together next year's, and of course, hasn't posted what's going to be there yet because he's trying to get it all together. But he promises it'll be better than this year's, and everybody had a ball this year.
I think we should all go, all four of us.
I think you would have a blast.
I think that would be fun.
And I mean, he literally structures it. You don't have to go to everything, but nothing overlaps. So you can go to what you want to go to, what interests you. And like I said earlier, I'm one topic at a time. Let me get pretty proficient, and then I'll move to the next one. And, which is why I'm dabbling in credit cards and stuff now. But
that's the fun stuff.
The problem is I'm just so damn cheap. I don't spend money, so it's going to be hard for me to. I just got to figure out to maximize what I do. I got a Jeep. I should have started the credit card thing about 3 years ago, and I'd have had a whole lot of points because of that damn thing. But
just build a deck like Jay.
Yep, that'll get you your sign-up bonus real fast.
So we'll pay a Jeep's insurance note for the whole year. That'll do it too.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that would hurt.
There's always a way.
I don't think I'd be doing the things I'm doing and seeing the things I'm going to see that I've been seeing, as far as traveling. I mean, and just in Vegas without the community. And I mean, it's people like y'all, Keren, Tony, and Mark over at 360, and Michael and Josh, and you can bet on that with Mark and Dr. Mike.
I don't think I can thank you enough, Trey, for agreeing to come on here. And I was giving Keren a hard time earlier, but like I said, we absolutely love Keren to death. Love giving her a hard time. I'm sure she, if she'd happen to listen to this, she'd just shake her head and roll her eyes and just be like, so anyway, we've met so many good people. And like I said, we're so happy that you came on tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed talking Vegas and all things like that. So all joking aside, Trey, thank you so much I know that, like you said, you had to stay up extra long tonight to join us, but like
I said, if I wouldn't have got stressed out, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
I really enjoyed this episode. I think that listeners will as well, but you said that your voice was annoying. After we talked for a couple minutes, I didn't even...
I was annoying for a couple of minutes.
No. That's not what I was saying.
That's what it sounded like to me. And I'm going to go cry myself to sleep.
That's what I heard too.
Now I got to lay in this cold, dark truck and cry myself to sleep. I almost answered this laying in the bed, but then I went, no, that's got to go way too many places I can't defend.
He hadn't even met us yet, and you knew that was a bad idea.
All right. Well, Trey, thank you so much again for joining us here tonight and sharing your worldly views with us. And thank you to all our listeners for listening. If you enjoy our podcast, please consider subscribing. You can find us on all major social media outlets at Strip Walking or by visiting stripwalking.com, of course. Thank you all again for listening, and may all your sevens show on the come out roll.
With arms wide open.
I still buy LPs.